Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett and thank you for spending some time with me today because in this video, we're talking all about some things that are making your home uncomfortable and what to do instead, how to fix them, or maybe you'll just find out why all your friends' houses are uncomfortable and everybody wants to hang out at yours, and I love that for you. The first thing you have to do, the first design mistake you could be making in your home is that you don't have enough dimension in your space. Dimension means a number of different things, right? Like dimension could mean the contrast in your home. Do you have something that's dark enough that it feels like a grounding element? Dimension also means like, is everything the same color? If it's all the same color, that's not relaxing to me. It's just like, it's clinical. Like if everything is all white, it feels like a hospital and that's not relaxing there. So you've got to have dimension in your space. And there's a couple of ways you can add dimension. You know, if you have a darker tone or a moodier color, you can bring into that space in some way. For me, I like to add dimension in color, right? So I'll bring in a piece that's a color, or maybe a rug that has a color, a piece of artwork that has a color. I also, in my home, I have white oak floors and a lot of brighter, lighter white walls. I like to bring in mahogany pieces of furniture with like a walnut stain on them because that adds a lot of dimension. It adds a lot of depth. And basically what you need to do is give your space somewhere for your eye to land and to focus on, to stop it from moving. That's what dimension is all about. And that's what I want to add into that space. So for some people, it could be like, I'm gonna add, you know, a pop of black somewhere, like, you know, a black accent chair or a rug or something. And that can be a good way to go about this, but it may be too strong of a contrast. So you can also add in another tone that is not dark. It may just be more saturated. You know, for example, if you wanted to add in a red colored rug, like a more traditional style rug that has some red in it, that is a very saturated color. Even if you go with a more muted red tone, it's very saturated. And that's going to add a lot of dimension and a lot of visual interest. Like my eye is going to go to that because it's a very strong and rich color, even if it's not bold. Now, that is something visual that's going to help your space be more relaxing. But what you can also do is add something that's going to make it more relaxing physically, something more comfortable, and that would be extra deep seating in your home. And you can add extra deep seating on your sofa, yes, but you can also do chairs that are deeper. You could do a counter stool that's a little bit deeper as well. All of these things are going to make your space more comfortable because they add more versatility into how you can use it. You can lay back, you can lounge, you can relax. Like, I don't want to be in my house and be uncomfortable in any way. For me, that might mean something different for you. I like being able to sit here on this sofa specifically because it's a little shallower. It's got a slightly lower back. So this is literally just an armrest for me. This is very comfortable position for me to sit in. I could sit here for hours like this, but that's not for everybody. Some people are gonna be like, no, I want a recliner. Okay, we could do that. Do it to the best of your abilities. Find a nice one and then go from there. But adding in some deeper seating, some wider seating that's just more comfortable, more plush, more lounge-like is a really good way to make your home more comfortable, obviously. So when you are out looking for a piece, or if you're just giving advice to somebody else, you don't have to redecorate your house, honey, because it probably worked for you the first time because you've been watching this channel, you've been listening, you're a subscriber, and I love that for you. But when you're advising your friends on what to do, let's look for seating that's a little bit deeper and more versatile. I also will recommend you look for like a sofa that doesn't have a lot of independent cushions because they will always get messed up and they will always look a mess unless they're really, really firm, but that's maybe not the most comfortable. So extra deep seating is going to be your best friend to make your home more comfortable. Now, your best friend to make your home more beautiful is right here. Hi, how are you? You can always book a one-on-one virtual styling and design consultation with me using the link in the description box down below or by going to intro.co/GarrettLeChic to get any and all of your design and decorating questions answered, whether you're doing a full big renovation or you're just looking to make some of those minor tweaks that are going to elevate your home. I've got those answers for you. So be sure you head down to the description box and I'll see you over there. Another way to make your home more relaxing, a mistake a lot of people make is that they don't use low contrast color schemes. They want things to be really bold, really highly graphic, and then on top of that, they're not using enough dimension in their space. So what does all of that mean? Basically, if you're that person, you're like, I want my home to be light and bright and airy, and I'm gonna do everything that's white and cream, that's not a color scheme. That's not dimension, okay? It's light, it's bright, and you got what you wanted, but your home may feel a little bit stark because that's what that color scheme does. That's the whole point of it. Or if you say, I'm gonna do everything and color drench it, well, that can be really good because it's moody and it's rich, but if you don't have enough contrast in that space, you don't have enough of a color scheme going on, it'll just feel like everything is the same color. And maybe that's not what you want to do. So in order to make your home more relaxing, what we do is we start off with a color scheme, right? And maybe that's 2, 3 colors. And then we say, like, how do we make them meet in the middle? How do we bring these together and make a gradient effect? So I'm going to take a creamy white, and then I might do beige, and then I might do taupe, and then I might do camel, and then I might do brown. So I have this spectrum of color that's going to build and develop. And then I don't have to match anything at all, but I get a gradient effect when it comes to that color scheme. I also want to match intensity of colors. So I don't want to do something that's like a neon vibrant piece over here, and then everything else is like a soft muted color over here, because now it just feels like crazy. It's like, why is that there? It doesn't go with anything. It doesn't make sense. I want to use that same intensity of color everywhere, no matter what the colors are. For example, in a piece of artwork, an artist isn't going to say, let's use, red and blue. They're going to say, like, let's use red, let's use blue, let's mix them together, and you're going to get a little bit of this purple tone in there. And then, it's softer. It's not like a harsh black and white contrast. You don't want that in your home if you want it to be relaxing. That's going to feel more bold, more graphic, and it's not going to feel relaxing. It's literally the opposite of it. So don't be the person that does it in your home. Use a gradient color scheme in your home and lower contrast in your color schemes to make your space feel more relaxing. Another mistake people make when they are decorating their home and it stops their space from feeling relaxing is that they're not using soft furnishings the right way or at all. We've all seen a house where it's like, you walk into it and you're like, why does it feel so empty in here? Why does it feel like there's nothing in this house? But there's furniture here, there's stuff here. It's because there's no soft furnishings, because there's no throw blanket, there's no pillows, there's no little rug on the floor, right? There is literally just furniture pieces. Okay, it takes more than just furniture to decorate your home and to have it feel good. So you have to use soft furnishings, and you have to use them in the right way because they really matter. That's where we're tying in color schemes. And so I see all of the time people will be like, they're at the store, oh, that's cute, I like that, I'm gonna get it. It doesn't go with anything. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, it's cute and you like it, but how do we make that feel like it's supposed to be there? How do we make it work in that space? Because that's what's going to advance that color scheme in an elevated and sophisticated way using soft furnishings. That's really where you tie everything in together. Yeah, you can tie things in with a pattern accent chair, but if you get sick of that, now you have to get a new chair, as where we could just change a pillow cover and that's easy. You could do artwork, but you have to be really committed to that color if you're going to use artwork in that color scheme, and not everybody always is. Another soft furnishing you could bring into a space is an ottoman. You can do an ottoman, a tufted ottoman, something upholstered in a color that ties everything together. I love an ottoman because we can kind of stack it and layer it with a coffee table. So you do a small round table that's maybe technically not big enough, you can layer that with an ottoman. Now what we've done is we've created a layer, we added some texture, we added a little bit of extra color to it, we added something interesting, maybe it's a storage ottoman and we love that, but we've advanced that design with a soft furnishing. Don't underestimate the power of them because they are essential. Speaking of what is also essential, great design advice is essential to achieve a beautiful home, and you have got that here. Hi there, welcome to the channel because you found the best design channel on YouTube. So be sure you take a moment, hit that subscribe button and join us and help us out on our journey of reaching 100,000 subscribers. We would love to have you as a part of our LeChic family. So join us, hit that subscribe button, and give this video a like. Also, if you're already subscribed, be sure you have that bell notification turned on so you never miss a video. Now, we do have a special announcement because it's somebody's birthday. Okay, we only have a couple of minutes to make this work because the dogs do not like wearing birthday hats, but it's Cornelius's birthday. Happy birthday, Cornelius. Hi. Cornelius is 10 years old. He's a 10-year-old baby bulldog, and he does not like wearing his birthday hat, but that's beside the point. Okay, all right, we'll split this treat. We'll split the treat. 2 dogs, 1 treat. Okay, you have those little bits. There you go, Cornelius. Happy birthday. Baby boy. If anybody wants to know what a handsome baby bulldog looks like who is 10 years old, this is what it is. And everybody says, why isn't Cornelius in the videos so much? Cornelius loves to bask in the sun, and it is streaming in right now, and at 10 years old, he gets to do what he wants. He's a grown Baby boy, he's a puppy. He's still a puppy. Look at this dog. This is a puppy dog. So cute. Okay, I'll take this off and you can go lay down. Love that for me. Now that the birthday celebrations are done, somebody's had a little treat. Somebody's got a little treat. Let's talk about the next thing that is stopping your home from feeling relaxing, and that is your lighting. I love great lighting. As a designer, I think lighting is like the majority of great design is just good lighting. But it has to be right. It has to be the right color, the right tone. Basically, what I'm telling you is don't have cool toned lighting in your house. I know you think you did something advanced. I know you think you hacked the system and like, oh, it's so much brighter. I can see so much. That's the problem. That is the problem. We're seeing way too much. It's way too bright. A relaxed space has relaxed lighting. If you go to a fine restaurant, if you go to a luxury hotel, if you go to, a beautiful theater, they don't have cool tone lighting. A hospital has cool tone lighting. A prison has cool tone lighting. Okay, so I don't want that in my house because that's just not the fantasy for me. I want a space that is warm, that's relaxing and inviting, and lighting is how you're going to do that. So change out your crazy cool tone lights for warmer tone lights. And you can actually have a mix of things, right? If you have recessed lighting overhead, you can do that a little brighter. I still would not do it in cool tone lighting because I just don't believe in that. I don't like that. So no, but you could have that be a little bit brighter and have that be the cool tone lighting. And then all of the actual fixtures, like if you have a chandelier, if you have lamps, those are warmer tones so that we can just leave the overhead lights off and only use the warm tone lighting. It's going to make your home feel so much more relaxing and less like a hospital because it's going to be beautiful and warm. And the other thing warm tone lighting does that, some people will comment and be like, I don't like warm tone lighting because it does this. But that's literally the whole point why you want to do it, is because it makes all of your colors look warmer. And that makes it feel more inviting and more welcoming and more relaxing. That's just the reality of it. So having warm tone lighting is going to enhance all of your colors at night and make them all look softer, warmer. You're going to see less of the contrast and less of the high contrast color in those pieces, right? Like even a very colorful piece of artwork with warm tone lighting at night looks less colorful. It's softer, it's more relaxed. That's what we want for your home. So use warm tone lighting to your advantage, but you don't have to commit to only having that. You want to use one or the other at the same time, like never both. But if you're that person that you really have to have the cool tone lighting, okay, but don't invite me over. One of the biggest things you can do, the most impactful and the easiest, but one of the biggest mistakes you could make is that you're not decluttering your home. That's not relaxing when you go into a space and it's just full of stuff. Okay, it feels like a journey. It feels like an adventure. It feels like a thrift store. But we don't want our homes to feel that way. So you need to be thoughtful about the pieces you have in your space and declutter. Now, when I say declutter, I don't mean just like get rid of everything and have nothing, because then your house is going to look empty and that's weird too. But I want you to focus in on things that are intentional, things that matter, things that make you feel a certain way. Well, I'd like it to be a positive way, but that's beside the point. And the easiest way to do that in your space is to have things that are sentimental, that have nostalgia to them. So, instead of having a coffee table book, have a family photo album. Have a scent that reminds you of a beautiful place you went or a time or the season, right? Like holiday scented scents, whether that's, like a diffuser or a non-toxic candle could be a good thing to have in your home. But all of these things matter because we want our spaces to feel intentional. We want them to feel like us and like we live there, but I don't want to see a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter or doesn't make any sense. And if you do have a lot of things like that, some people like little tchotchkes and things, that's fine. Corral them together, put them in a display case or a cabinet of some sort. Don't just have them all over the place, because what's going to happen is they're going to collect dust and everything, and then it's just going to be a mess, and nobody likes that. Be intentional about what you're putting out, because some things are harder to keep clean than others. What's not going to make your space relaxing is if it's a dusty, hot mess. So we need to clean it. We need to do things that are easy to take care of and maintain, because that's the easiest way to make your home feel refreshed, renewed, is to do some of those maintenance items, right? Yes, clean the floors. Yes, dust off of the tabletops. That's obvious, okay? Vacuuming off the sofa, great. I mean, dust the baseboards. Let's get the scuffs off the walls. Let's make it look refreshed, renewed, because that's gonna really let us enhance the feeling, the atmosphere of the space. I'm gonna be able to look at everything and relax and be like, oh, this is so relaxing, and not like, ooh, a little scuff on the wall there. Let me not say anything because my friend is a mess. I don't like that. And I don't want somebody to come into my house and say that. These are all things you want to be intentional about so you don't have a high maintenance home, because when your home is actually low maintenance, that is more relaxing and easier to enjoy. Now that we talked about all of the mistakes stopping your home from feeling relaxing, maybe it's time to redecorate. Be sure you check out this video right over here, all about home decor you do not need to buy. Avoid it to make your home feel elevated, gorgeous, and luxurious. Be sure you check it out, and I will see you over there.